All right, again. Georgia takes on South Carolina State. South Carolina State is 6-8. Georgia, of course, is 11-1. It's the last non-conference game of the year, and it always gives me a very interesting vibe because non-conference play just went by absolutely quick this year. Absolutely quick. I mean, I remember. Let's see. We're about to look. Excuse me. I remember making posts like in May about Georgia's non-conference schedule. I mean, it's absolutely crazy how fast this has went by. Let's see. I should have it right here. The first video I made for, well, actually, I guess you want to say it kind of started last year when they announced they were playing Marquette. But the first video I made, was May 7th. When Georgia announced they were playing South Carolina State, which is this game. So I just think it's very odd how the first one was the last one, apparently. That's pretty funny. I'm going to go all the way down right here on my video list so we can see. It's going to take a minute to get here, but, I mean, it's always worth it. When it comes to Georgia basketball, it's all everything, all this hard work I do, it's always worth it. Let's see, after G-Day, the season ended. Yeah, so this was the very first game announced for Georgia's non-conference slate, and now it's the very last one they'll play. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy how fast it went by. And South Carolina State's always been a good team. I like South Carolina State. I rock with all the Bulldog teams, but except for Fresno State, but you know, it went by quick, and Georgia is, look, the SEC, I said on the video on X, Georgia gets to play at Ole Miss on Christmas break for their season opener, which is wonderful. But at the end, too, I mean, you know, after that game, it's absolutely brutal. It is absolutely brutal. I'll pull it up again. Georgia then has to play Kentucky and then Oklahoma. Yeah, here it is right here. Kentucky, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama. And in February, that Alabama game ain't right, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. It's the first game. They actually had February, March, and January. LSU, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Missouri, Auburn, Florida, and then Texas, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. That might be the lightest 3 games Georgia has for a long time. I mean, you're looking at this, and you can make the point that, yes, Georgia has played good in their non-conference games, but I mean, hey, let's be honest here too. Georgia got tested a lot in non-conference play. Whether people want to admit it or not, Georgia got tested, and Georgia also had to fight back in those games. They had to not lay down. I mean, just think about St. John's. Georgia and St. John's was a back and forth game. Think about the Georgia and Georgia Tech game when Georgia was down and they had was leading, and then Georgia Tech started making a huge rally. I can't remember if I don't think they never took the lead, but still had to come back. You know, the Notre Dame game was tough. The Grand Canyon game was an absolute dogfight of a game. And then if you kind of want to make an exception on the Charleston Southern game, sure, the final score is 81-65, but Georgia, man, Charleston Southern's a good basketball team. They played really good. The only the game like Texas Tech and even Texas Tech, even the season opener was a hard fought victory because Texas Tech was just Texas Tech that night, man. Or Tennessee Tech, excuse me. I don't know why I said Texas Tech. I was reading the Texas Southern at the bottom. Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech was just throwing up stuff, and they didn't miss. It was incredible. I have never seen a team heave up so many threes and they go in like that. But the Texas Southern and North Florida game, and then the Alabama A&M game. And then pretty much after that, I mean, you're getting tested. And except for Buffalo game, obviously, 23-0 start. But this non-conference slate, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama, just for your first 9 games. Whew. All I'm going to say is we're going to find out what kind of team we are in non-conference play. And I hope I'm right. I believe we're a great team. I'm going to be honest right here. I think we should beat Ole Miss. I think we should beat Kentucky. And I think we should beat Oklahoma. After that, Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama. That's a stretch. That is a very crucial stretch for Georgia. Georgia is going to have to find out how to win at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Georgia is going to have to figure out how to win at least 3 of these games. And if they win, I guarantee it's probably going to be Arkansas, Florida, and South Carolina. I think we could beat Tennessee and Auburn and Alabama, but I just don't want to say the wrong thing there and, try to make bulletin board material for Alabama. I just don't, or even Tennessee and Auburn for that. If we played against Tennessee last year, we absolutely could beat Tennessee. But the other thing with these 2 games is, they're on the road, or is the Auburn game? That's the Auburn game at home. Okay, so maybe I actually think we could beat Auburn now. So seeing that's the road, that's the home game versus Auburn, and I actually think we maybe even go beat Alabama. But it's going to be hard. 3-3 would be the best. Well, actually 6-0 would be the best case scenario. But it's very almost unlikely Georgia goes 6-0 in that scenario. That'd be awesome. I just don't see that that would be absolutely difficult to do. But maybe 4-2. Now, I actually could see 4-2 if Georgia got hot, beat Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, and then maybe lost to Florida and South Carolina, but beat Alabama, or any combination that results to 4-2. That'd be nice. But I pretty much see 3-3, and that you have to go at least 3-3 in this stretch. If you don't, you always have the month of February and March. We still have a whole season ahead of us. But that's going to be a very crucial stretch for Georgia. If they could go 3-3 in that stretch, we should be all right. Georgia and South Carolina State starts at 2, so 1:35 airtime on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Georgia and South Carolina State. Let's go Hoop Dogs. Last non-conference game of the year. Let's enjoy it. Georgia currently has a 97% chance to win, so let's enjoy it. Let's go Hoop Dogs, and after this game, it's on to conference play.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.